Let's end 2023 on a huge note, guys. This thing is huge. Did I say huge? What's up? This is Dad Life Gunpla. Today we are reviewing the high grade Psycho Gundam. While it is high grade, it is actually more on the perfect grade scale. Real quick, before we get into this overall unboxing and review of the kit, I want to say thank you guys so much for a 2023. That was awesome. I can't wait to see what 2024 brings. And also, very grateful for the 100 subscribers that we hit. We went over 100, guys. Thank you so much. Guys, if you like Gunpla reviews, make sure you do hit that subscribe. It helps out the channel in a big way. So let's crack this box open. I cannot wait. If you're wondering, scissor beats plastic every single time, guys. All right, taking the lid off of this thing. This is a high grade, so expect large pieces to make up this large kit. It is, there's a lot of big pieces. Look at size comparison to my hands, that'll give you an idea. You'll see it all stacked up here soon anyways. But a quick look at the runners, everything's packed in there nice and neat. This kit runs average about $60-ish. Again, it is on the perfect grade size scale. So if you want something that is, a little bit bigger for, just for fun or whatever, this is a solid kit to look at. This is Runner A, solid black. Fair warning, this is an older kit as well, so expect the plastic to be a little brittle as we kind of go through. You see the shine, expect it. There is some mold seam lines on here. As I pointed out, some duplicates on a couple of the runners, just where it is so large. But there's a size comparison in my hand for the chest. It is a 1 unit. This thing is just, it's massive. It's huge. Here's a quick look at the red as well. Again, seam lines, expect that. A little bit of mold swirling in it too. You can see on the runner itself. A ton of just little big pieces, I should say. They're small runners, but large pieces, because this kit makes up is mostly black, and then this white right here for the underframe-ish kind of thing. It's not a full frame. It actually probably has more to do with the transformation of the kit. Huge, we'll get into that. We'll get into that transformation a little bit later. But right here, double runner for this as well. Here's the polycaps, a huge sheet of polycaps. Just massive, guys. There is the single yellow for the actual V-fin that goes on the head. You'll see that there's little rings on it. And guys, this thing has screws. I will say this is a 2002 kit, and you need these screws to hold the thing together just because it's so big to keep some of those joints into place. Color correcting stickers, not that bad for the overall thing, but there's actually a lot of color correction that is just left out. And unfortunately, the color correcting stickers that go onto it doesn't really do it justice. Alright guys, here is the completed product. The thing was so massive I had to kind of scale back my my terrible backdrop there just to make it work. Here is the shield. This thing is actually as tall as a high grade by itself, and it actually splits in half too, so you get to see that in one quick second. But you can see right there the pegs on the back of the shield kind of sit into a ball joint. And also this thing is part of the transformation as well. I believe it or not. Yeah, I feel like I was a strong man breaking that shield in half, but actually it's just two pieces that peg in together. I'm not actually fond of that peg itself, but it holds well. I'm just afraid of breaking it later on. So mobility on this thing, here's a full spin on the head. The shoulder plates right there kind of do a raise, but that's more the transformation. Then you can see the overall shoulder cover lifts up to allow for some move. It can go all the ways around as long as kind of tipped out, and then there's a full bend at the upper bicep, a single bend right there at the elbow, and then a ball joint for the hand. The fingers, very much like a perfect grade in a way, not full perfect grade, but they do have an extra bend. They're ball joint into the slots and the grooves, if you're ever familiar with that. There is no movement in the torso. Again, that's part because of transformation. A little bit of, you can get the leg up there decent ways, but there's nothing in the back. Single bend right there at the kneecap, and then the ball is not on a ball joint per se. It is, but it's not. But it is on a ball joint, guys. Let me phrase that. It's just kind of limited. So go back to the thrusters. They do actually move around on the backside there. It works out pretty nice for those in the movement with them as well. Then the backside, you can see right here on going over to the arm. This is where the shield slots in with that peg. This thing is massive and it's heavy, but it does a decent job holding up the arm. And there is a little bit of stress on the arm for the shield to kind of pull it down, but it holds it well. Honestly, I'm surprised. Size comparison with the Zeta Gundam. If you're familiar with the series, you know the Psycho is from the Zeta Gundam, and this thing is just massive. So to start it off with, there's not any weapons with it because the Gundam itself is the weapon. There's so many various lasers and things. The fingers are actually meant to be like lasers. You can get a closer look. You can see how they're barreled out, they're hollowed. I had a little bit of fun with the Zeta Gundam too, guys. There's so much you can do with this thing. It's strong enough to hold up Zeta. I was impressed with that. I didn't expect it, but it does hold that shield up, and I think the shield might be heavier than a high grade, but it does a good job. It's my best friend. And here you can split it up. I like to do this. I was kind of curious to see how it would look. To split it up the shield, make 2 fist weapons. Just to give it a little bit. So the gimmick with this kit, guys, obviously is the size. Outside of that, there's not a ton with it other than here's the transformation I was talking about. And I'm just gonna go ahead and forewarn you, I fumbled my way through this thing because it is a massive headache. And no matter what I did, it seemed like I had to do adjustments on it multiple times just to get to work. So right there, you can see the back flips up. The head's supposed to be completely concealed, but that's because the chest pops up and then, whoops, that is separated on me there. But you can see the torso came off. You kind of slide that out, it covers that up. These legs are my next major issue. So they're supposed to joint in there, and there's a small slot in the back that those legs go into. You can see they did not want to stay in whatsoever. As I'm finishing this out, I want to point out that I do not recommend this kit for beginners just because of the age, and the transformation alone makes so many things difficult about this kit. It's still a doable kit for most people, and I think, you know, it's solid. I'm going to definitely leave it as the Gundam, Psycho Gundam itself, to skip out on the floating chair altogether. But I don't recommend it for beginners for sure. Guys, I want to say thank you again so much for a wonderful 2023. I cannot wait for 2024 and all the things it's bringing. Guys, I hope you have a fun, safe New Year's. And if you're still watching this, thanks again. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe button. It really helps out this channel so much. Until next time, love.